Okay, today we're going to have a look at the division of polynomials. Now, the division of polynomials is a concept that you will use only in Mathematics Extension 1, and it's a concept that is quite an interesting process that builds on our knowledge of long division from primary school. So we can use long division and an algorithm to divide polynomials. So if I've got a polynomial, remember a polynomial is some sort of algebraic expression like x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1. And we can divide one polynomial by another polynomial. Now the reason the division of polynomials can be useful is because later on in year 11 and 12, you're going to be learning about something in extension 1 known as integration. And sometimes the division of polynomials can help us integrate certain graphs. Okay. Now, the division of polynomials, once you understand the process, you're never going to forget it. It's kind of like riding a bike. So, question number 1, we're dividing x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 3 by x minus 2. Let's ignore the rest of what that question means, and we'll talk about that once we're done. Now, we're going to set it up exactly like we would long division from primary school. Whoever thought again you wouldn't be using this in the real world, we're using it right now back from primary school. Okay. So this question is saying, okay, we've got x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 3, and we're dividing it by x plus 1. Now the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what do I have to multiply x by to get x cubed? And that's x squared. Notice that I write my x squared above the 2x squared. When we're dividing polynomials, we have to make sure that we align all of our powers into their individual columns. I'm then going to go x squared times x is x cubed, and x squared times 1 is x. And then I'm going to subtract these two polynomials. X cubed, x squared times 1 is x squared. X cubed minus x cubed is 0, and 2x squared minus x squared is 1x squared. Just like primary school long division, I'm going to bring down the next number and write it here. And now I'm going to ask myself the same question as before. What do I have to multiply x by to get x squared? And the answer is x. I'm going to do the same process again. X times x is x squared, and x times 1 is x. Notice that this term here in every single step of our polynomial division will always be the same, and that's because when we minus them, they're going to die or go away. We're now going to subtract. Minus x is minus 2x. We're going to bring down our 3. We're now going to ask ourselves the same question. What do I have to multiply x by to get minus 2x? And the answer is minus 2. So minus 2x minus 2. We minus the 2. 3 minus minus 2 is 5. So what we've just figured out is if I divide these two polynomials, this is my remainder. Okay, and it says, express the polynomial in the form x minus 2 times by q of x plus r of x. So what we've just figured out is that x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 3. Now we're not going to say equals 2 because equals implies that we're solving an equation. We're going to say is congruent to x plus 1, x squared plus x minus 2. That's what that is telling me. X plus 1 is a factor of this when multiplied by x squared plus x minus 2, plus our remainder, but just like long division in primary school, it's the remainder over what we were dividing by. And that's my answer. So if you expanded the right-hand side of that equation, you're actually going to get the left-hand side. Okay. I'm going to do one more example, and then that's going to be it for the video. Divide p of x equals 2x cubed minus x squared plus 3x minus 1 by x plus 3. Okay, same idea. We're going to set up our long division, just like we did in primary school. 2x cubed minus x squared plus 3x minus 1. And we're going to have a go at asking ourselves, first of all, what do I have to multiply x by to get 2x cubed? And the answer is 2x squared. Notice I'm writing in the same column as the x squared. I am going 2x squared times x is 2x cubed, and 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared. I'm then going to minus the 2, minus x squared minus 2x squared is minus 3x squared, and bring down the 3, plus 3x. I then ask myself the same question, what do I have to multiply x by to get minus 3x squared? And the answer is minus 3x. I then go minus 3x times by x, which is minus 3x squared, and then minus 3x. Now 3 minus minus 3 is 6x, and I bring down my minus 1. I then ask myself, what do I have to multiply x by to get 6x? And the answer is 6. Let's go 6 times x is 6x, plus 6 times 1 is 6. Now minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7. So the answer is 2x cubed minus x squared plus 3x minus 1 is congruent to, or the same as, x plus, oh, did I divide it by the wrong thing? Okay, let's just quickly change that question. That's embarrassing. Change it to 1, change that to 1. Is congruent to x plus 1, 2x squared minus 3x plus 6 minus our remainder of 7 over x plus 1. Okay, since I made a mistake there, I'm going to do one more example. Hopefully I get it right. Okay, divide p of x is x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 3 by x plus 1, and write in that form. Okay, let's set it up as our polynomial division again. So x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 3, and let's go. Now as you get better at this, I can actually do this without any working, and as you get more practice, you can actually learn how to do polynomial division in your head. And in fact, the process of doing polynomial division in your head is known as synthetic division, and it's quite quick and it makes this process much faster. But until you've learnt how to do that in your head, doing all the working is completely fine. Okay, what we have to multiply x by to get x cubed is x squared. X times x squared is x cubed minus x squared. We're minusing the 2, that dies. 1 minus minus 1 is 2, x squared minus 4x. Okay, ask yourself, what do I have to multiply x by to get 2x squared? The answer is plus 2x. So 2x squared minus 2x, multiplying those through. Minus 4 minus minus 2 is minus 2x plus 3. Ask yourself, what do I have to multiply x by to get minus 2x? The answer is minus 2. So minus 2x, and then minus 2 times minus 1 is plus 2. Minus 2, I get a remainder of 1. So therefore, the original function, x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 3, is congruent, or the same as, x minus 1, x squared plus 2x minus 2, plus the remainder of 1 over the divisor, x minus 1. Alright, thank you.